Hi there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your general angel reading for March 7th through 13th of 2022. Okay, that was hard to get out, that date. I had to seriously think about every second that I was speaking. Okay, so we've got some of the cards out now. We'll get the rest out, and we will see then what it is your angels want you to know for this week. They are really being kind of forceful, actually, getting the cards out. They're very definite. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, this looks like a great week for you. Okay, so here is you emerging. This is you, your thoughts, your feelings, things coming together to help you understand your true self, that you have confidence in you and what you know and how you're doing it. That you have, because you have that new again, it's kind of weird. It's like you used to have that and you lost it for a while, and now it's growing again. But it's coming together. And so you're feeling a lot better about your own skills and abilities and things like that that now you're stepping forward with a lot more confidence. It's a lot easier. It's okay, if you make a mistake, big deal, right? Because everybody does. That's what confidence does. It's not that you feel like you know everything. It's that if you end up making a mistake, you know that it's okay, that it doesn't devastate you, right? So, so this is you emerging. This is you blossoming into your full, real self. It's like taking big, beautiful breaths of things, and going from there. Like that's just how it feels. So fabulous. Okay, okay, and so we have compassion. Kuan Yin is about compassion. And so this, it kind of goes along with that new again self-confidence that you are experiencing. And it is somebody who feels a lack of confidence has trouble feeling compassion for anyone because you're so busy judging yourself. And then in turn, you end up judging other people. Whether that's your intention or not doesn't matter. That's how it happens because you're judging yourself. That's where it begins. So when you get to that point where you have confidence in your own self and your own abilities, your resilience, then you can have compassion. Again, starting with self. So that same thing what we were just saying about the confidence, that if you make a mistake, it's like, yeah, big deal. Everybody does that. And I'm confident enough to know that everybody does do that. Right? So the compassion then can follow. And that also extends to other people. Does that make sense to you? Hopefully that all was explained okay. This compassion for self and others, that's a real cornerstone, I think, of humanity. If there was no compassion, that would make us like wild animals, right? At least my understanding of how wild animals are. Yes, they look after, each other to an extent, but it's kind of like it's survival of the fittest. Where with human, yes, that is part of it, but it's also we can look after the ones who are struggling, and we can help bring them along, right? And so that's what makes us human, is our ability to have compassion. Okay. Just checking if there's more to that, or if, yeah, they said keep going. Okay. All right. So Truth and integrity. That's, same thing. Like this whole topic of the confidence of knowing yourself, knowing what you know, helps you to tell truth easier, doesn't it? Helps you to keep your integrity easier. When you're solid in your own knowledge of your own self and what you can do and what your gifts are and what your skills are, then it's easier to stay in your truth rather than if you're not confident in who you are and what you know and what you're good at, then when somebody else comes along and says, oh, well, no, I think the biggest value is this thing, when for yourself you'd think it's not that, it's something else. But if you're not confident, you will go along with them and say, oh, yeah, I've thought that before too. Right? Which is not your truth. And that is not staying in your own integrity. You don't have to argue with them. I mean, you just have to go, oh, okay, interesting. What makes you think that? Yeah, or whatever, right? Staying in your own truth and your own integrity for your own self. Because, somebody who believes something differently than you is not bad, nor are they wrong. They're just themselves. And so you also, when you believe something differently than they do, you are not bad, nor are you wrong. You need to stay in your truth and your integrity. Yeah. All right. So, okay. What do you want? What do you want? Focus on that. And that way you will recognize easier anyway the steps, the opportunities, the things around you that are presented, that come available, which will help you get to what you want. That keeps you on track. When you have a focused intention, it keeps you on track to getting where you want. Because when you focus on that, it keeps it in your forefront, right? Instead of letting you be distracted by this or that or the other thing or whatever else, then it keeps you going the right direction. So keep your focus on what you want. And so part of that, so to keep your focus, staying away from the distractions, you need to keep your energy field clear and uncluttered. Because when other things enter your energy field, then they are distractions. And sometimes they're not yours. You've taken on somebody else's stuff or whatever. Most people do that at some point or another. So you want to be keeping your whole energy field clear. And, Archangel Metatron is excellent at that. You can also ask the assistance of any other angel and your personal guardian angels. They can all help you with that. You can use crystals such as selenite. It's one of my favorites for clearing energy fields. I'm sure there are more crystals which also do similar things. And so just ask at one of the experts at a crystal store. One of the ways also to keep your energy field clear is to be around moving water. So fountains, rivers, streams, oceans, waterfalls are excellent. Have you ever stood beside a waterfall and you feel the spray from it, or at least you feel the cool air moving from it? Those are negative ions, which the moving water puts into the air. And it moves, it spreads outward from there. And those negative ions cleanse your energy field, cleanse your aura, cleanse not only yours, but like the whole air where they are, right? And so it's very beneficial. It's why being near moving water feels so good to so many people, right? So get near moving water. Even the shower is going to do it, right? It's obviously not as natural and fresh air and birds and all that stuff, but at the same time it is still moving water, and it still creates those negative ions. So, so, keep that in mind. Just stay near the water. Also, drinking more water, right, will help keep things moving. Electrical impulses, they're just saying that that's to do with electrical impulses. If you're dehydrated, your electrical impulses are much reduced. So you don't want to get dehydrated. Okay? And to round out this beautiful reading, you can be expecting miracles. Yes. What would be a miracle to you? Normally, we think of something like huge, right? Like a great, big, enormous event. It could definitely be that. It could also be all the tiny little miracles that happen all day, every day. Being aware of those and letting yourself feel the absolute blessing of those, that feel how, even though they're small, they certainly are miracles, right? Like sometimes we get used to these little things happening all the time, but they're, when we actually recognize what they are, we understand how much they are blessings. Your comfortable bed and how it feels to sink into that at night. What a miracle that you made it through that whole day doing all the things, and happy things as well as frustrating things, and trip over things and amazing things, all that whole day. And then you got to the end of it and now you're tired, and you just can sink into that bed and feel so good. What a miracle. What a miracle to have gotten through the whole thing as easily as you did. And now you can rest. Yeah. Okay, so here we have the daily guidance cards. And let's see. One last bit of wisdom from your guardian angels. It says, time to go. Time to go. Whatever it is, it's change. Change it up. There's something that feels like you've been like contemplating that for a while. You've been wanting. I'm not quite sure what that message is. You've been wanting it. You've been thinking about it. Maybe this is what you've been focusing upon. And it's time. It's time to finish that last cycle and start the new thing. Make space to start the new thing is what they're saying. Okay? All right, time to go. All right. Cancer, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you very much, and I love you, and I will see you next week.